Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Faith, and this is our 2-week turnaround call we do every Wednesday morning at 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Sorry about the screw up with the times this morning. Still waking up. Anyway, it's great to have you all here, and I have a couple of things I wanted to talk about today. Obviously, just really wanted to debrief on our event last week, to talk about this Commit to 3, and have Mary share daily mode of operation and tracking your results, because I just completely agree with Mary that when you track, all of a sudden your productivity goes up, and it's also reinforcing. It's like a reinforcing loop. So we're going to touch more on that in a few minutes. So first things first, how's everyone feeling this morning?
Cold.
Cold, yeah.
Is it cold?
Yes.
Like, how cold is cold?
I'll tell you in just 1 second, but it's hella cold.
Oh,
After having 80-degree weather, and now we're having 53.
Yeah.
oh.
Right now it's 55 degrees.
Oh man, that's a little cold. Okay, that'll wake you up. It's
I
like,
was all tucked in my room where it was nice and dark and warm.
and warm, and
But I couldn't
you have
see.
your covers everywhere. Don't you love that feeling when you're just all in your covers in the womb? I like that womb feeling. Well, I don't know what it is here, but 60 right now, probably, maybe something like that. Anyway, okay, so let's take a moment to debrief on last week's event. How did you guys feel about it? Okay, maybe I'll start. I personally really loved it. I didn't get any results as far as new signups or anything, but that's not, I don't always look at something I look at what we're putting into play, and I'm looking at the long term. The Chinese always think in terms, their culture thinks in terms of 100-year. They say if you talk to a multimillionaire or a billionaire, they don't think the way that average people think, right? They think in terms of the long term. And those incremental steps that we take consistently, which of course Mary's going to touch on in the daily mode of operation, really have the power to them. But I felt like everyone was more comfortable, and to me, that was huge. More of a comfort, because we cut it down to 5 days. I felt like it just didn't feel like so overwhelming. Obviously, we invited fewer people, so we didn't have any spammers. Woohoo! Yeah, at least not that we were aware of. I felt everyone really kicked in and did their part, and I felt like having the schedule made a huge difference. And I think that Kathleen writing up those key points, like what we had discussed, having them in a place in the 2-week turnaround files area, if you weren't sure about something, you could go right back to that and see, okay, this is what we decided, this is how we're doing it. I also felt that even though I really loved the first roundtable discussion that we did, I thought it was really energetic, but it was so many people that it just, it was hard to, it was a little easier with 4 to 5 people, I think, versus whatever we had the first time. So those were my thoughts on that. I felt that people are watching. It's like, just because they don't, act right away or say anything, I felt like there was a real, I just realized today's Wednesday and I haven't done my drop ships on my, do you realize, when you ever think in mid-sentence, you go, oh, I haven't drop shipped my prizes yet. I've got to do that today. Anyway, I just felt like there was a really nice, really good feeling about what was going on there. And I am really excited about keeping that up, because I really feel like going into the fall, that all the work that we did during the summer months, even if we just did one a month during the summer months, I think just keeping that energy going and not just completely stopping it will build really well into the fall. So hopefully that stimulated some thoughts with the rest of you. Would any of you have any insights or feelings about that?
I would like to say something.
Yes.
What I notice, or how I feel about those events so far, the two, is that we're trying to find the balance. The first time we went to one extreme, and then this last time it was less of that extreme and more to the other extreme. And so I'm looking forward to the next one because I think we're going to be closer to our target on what we're looking for. And just like on our Facebook pages, people aren't liking, people aren't commenting, but they are watching. And I feel like that's happening too in the events. This is something new, and we're being consistent. So they're watching to see, well, just how consistent are we? Is this another fly-by-night, or is this going to come around again? You know, just things.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it.
Oh, Mary, that was brilliant. And I think the other piece of that is that sometimes, do you ever think that, we tend to think everything's about us, in our minds. Oh, I did something wrong, or they don't like me, or whatever it is that we're thinking in our heads. So the truth is, it's really about them. And just because they didn't respond this time, I keep going back to what Lynette said on a lot of those training videos I did, which is everyone's life is changing every 30, 60, 90 days. And it's true. So someone right now that's watching, it's 6 months from now, and now they're really like, okay, give it to me.
Yeah.
And I really feel like that is just a huge thing. And I think even if during so we're going into June here, so we have an event now, and then we go into June. We may decide to do just once a month. We may decide to do every other week. It's really up to the group. But I do want to really firmly put in place in everyone's psyche and hearts that we do it at least once a month during the summer months, so we keep that energy going, so that when we go into September, it's going to really be a big, because you're always that energy after, families get their kids in school, right? It's just like, okay, new beginnings, whatever. Or maybe they were thinking, I want to do this, and then they were so busy with summer activities, and now they're ready to do it. It's just, I just love building towards that. Bridget, did you have anything you wanted to share, or Teresa?
No, I liked the streamlinedness of it, and I sure am noticing a lot of other people that I know that are in network marketing are doing launches now in the same way. So it's kind of fun to see what they're up to.
Yeah.
It is. It is. It's really neat. People are noticing. And I think other groups were doing it already. In fact, I got approached on another event for a whole nother company. So just like you said, Bridget.
Yeah.
And Linda, how about you?
Well, last week was really busy for me. At least I love the schedule, because then I knew if I had a whole bunch of other stuff to do, I knew when to do a post, fine. I only invited about 5 people last week. I just was so burned out of the overwhelm of my people from the week before that I just hardly invited anyone. Sorry, I got something going on in my throat this morning. So I'm still trying to figure out who to invite. That's the biggest problem for me, is who to invite and how often to invite those people. And so that's the part I'm still kind of struggling with. The rest of it is fine. I was too busy to make either call last week. I'm going to try really to commit to making calls next time. In fact, I think next week actually will be an okay week for me, with the rest of my life. Otherwise, fine. I think for me, it's the hardest thing is figuring out who to invite. I will say that I do know people are watching, because with my Facebook posts, I'm getting new clients in my nutrition business, and they're saying that they, like Grant Cardone says, when people decide they need a nutritional therapist, my name comes to mind because they've been seeing my posts. So,
Awesome.
Congratulations. And you can see
I have 2 new clients in the past 2 weeks. I've got 2 new clients, which is pretty good for me.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
That's awesome, Linda. Congratulations.
My problem is I'm still struggling with trying to, not just have clients, but have Isagenix people too. So,
well, and some of those clients will become Isagenix users. I think your biggest struggle is how to transition someone from just total product focus to maybe the larger picture, and we can help you with that, Linda. The other piece, Linda, if you just consistently add new people to create a list.
That is so hard for me. That is such a big block for me is adding new people. I really have a tough time at doing that. So that I know is my big struggle, is adding new people. But I do have people who are using Isagenix that are clients. I've also had about 4 who tried Isagenix as clients and it didn't work for them, so they've sent their stuff back. And mostly it's because they were just too sick, actually, to even use it. They have other issues. But I seem to be attracting more, even after when we talked, Faith, more people dealing with cancer who are looking for Isagenix to rebuild themselves after treatment. So maybe that's where my practice is going. Who knows? Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to the gluten-free or the dairy-free one for you and me, everybody.
Yeah.
I think that will be big.
That's going to be huge. I've got a lady that's been planning to get a Pacesetter pack, but she's been waiting for the gluten. I mean, not the gluten-free, but the
yeah.
So I just keep dripping on her. Linda, part of it, my sense, and we don't need to get too deep into this in this call, but maybe it's another time we could chat more about it at length. It's just, there's some beliefs. I think there's some belief systems and fears in the subconscious that is sort of holding you in a certain, level, but there's no reason that you can't break through that. You've broken through lots of things in your life, just like we all have. I think sometimes we forget that, oh God, I've always had this issue, or I always seem to get this far and then something happens, or that kind of thing. And yet, how many breakthroughs have we all had? I mean, really think about it. So I think if we focus on our successes and where we are breaking through, like Linda, did you ever think you would do anything like this, what we're doing on the internet? I mean, I think that the fact that you've embraced that to the level that you have, I really want you to celebrate that and embrace yourself as, hey, I am growing, I am moving forward. It may not always be as fast as you want, but it is happening. And as long as you keep that intent out there and are willing to be open, that's really where it starts. It is a struggle sometimes for me to do the 5 reach outs a day, just because of the time involved to go find them and have a little quick, usually I'm just going to different groups and pages where I see someone post something that I like and I say something about it, hopefully a little quick back and forth, and then I will message them. Well, I'll even say right on the main post, I'll say, I really love surrounding myself with people that are open-minded, positive, uplifting. I'm going to reach out to you as a friend. Look forward to staying connected, something like that. And then I go and private message them. And I've checked out their profile in between time to make sure it's worth my time to connect with them. And then once I do that, I private message them a message. And then I've said something where we actually met, right on the little thread on whatever page or group. Then I go and private message them, and then I friend them, or I friend them and then private message them. And I just had a guy come back to me just a few days ago and said, hey, I didn't see your message because it went in my other box, but I'm so glad to be connected to you. And he had already friended me. So it's just that little daily mode of operation. And even if you can only do 1 or 2 in a day, just something, start with baby steps. That would be a good first goal for you, is just reach out to 1 new person. And it doesn't have to take a lot of time. I got 7 done in 30 minutes. So if you did 1, probably take 5 or 10 minutes, right? So I think more of it's the mental and the fears and stuff, but that's certainly something that you consider. Hey, Teresa, I want to go to you real quick here. You had some success with some enrollments, right?
Yay! So 2 of the people that won the drawing were my people. Like, I added quite a few, but not near as many as the first time. But one of the girls is actually in Alive to Thrive now also. But I just think the format of this week-long or 5-day-long thing is so good because everything is right there. Like, all the important things about Isagenix. Whereas in Alive to Thrive, it's all there, but it's really random. So maybe they'll see it, maybe they won't. So people are watching, and I was just kind of surprised, but I like having that. It was really an encouragement for them to win too. So one of them enrolled, which I kind of knew she was, and the other one will, I'm sure. And there was another one that commented, and they didn't actually join. They were just watching and commenting. So more people are watching than we know. And I just thought, I agree with you, it was more comfortable. And I agree with Mary, the consistency, even if it's only once a month, we keep getting better every time. And we just need to keep that consistency going.
Well, and Jamin saw what we were doing, and she created her own event, and I think Get Ready for Summer. I think it's 6 weeks to get ready for summer. So there is an advantage to really keeping this going through the summer months, because people do want to look good for the summer. They want to feel good and look good. So we got to remember that as well. So good points. And first of all, congratulations. That is huge.
Yeah, that's
I'm still talking to a couple more people that actually came out of the first one. So
Oh my God, that's huge. And
I'm like Linda though. I have some resistance to adding new people, and I say I don't have time, but really it's more of a resistance thing. So that was helpful what you just shared. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's just start with one, and we're going to talk about commit to 3. So that could be one of your commits. I can't even say that word, commits.
something.
Really, really key point, and I really want to just repeat what you just said that was so key. You said that there's more of a consistent message going out to the people who have been invited, wherein Alive to Thrive is a little bit more random because it depends on who invited them.
And when they look at it,
they may not even see it. I mean, I love Alive to Thrive Now. That's the most brilliant thing we've ever had in network marketing. Honestly, what we're doing now is revolutionary. I mean, I want you guys to really get that on an energetic level. What we're doing right now is cutting edge. It's just a matter of keeping on, because it's going to pay off for all of this. As long as we stay in the game. And we have to stay in the game emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. But as long as we do that and just keep doing the steps, we're going to get there. That's all you really have. I told my husband the other day, I am so excited about my Isagenix business because I finally have the systems in place.
Yes.
I can do this. You get like goosebumps hearing that?
Yeah.
Before it was sort of haphazard. Some things would work, or I would, okay, just a quick thing here, guys. Back in the early days of my Isagenix business, I went out and did everything. I did trade shows. I networked with friends. I did leads. I did a radio show. Did it pay off? Absolutely. Earned over $1 million. So was that time well spent? Absolutely. However, everything I was doing all over the place is only going to be done by a small percentage of people. We know this, and it's really true for this too. However, it was random. It was like, okay, well, this sounds good. I'll do this. And there was nothing wrong with that. It was sort of a shotgun approach because I didn't know what was going to work. I joined eWomen. I joined Business Network International. And then we started having our leaders get involved with business, BNI, and they started building teams from that. There's nothing wrong with any of that. And actually, those networking groups will play a big part of the growth of our team. They made a huge difference. However, I feel now that we've got more systematic. And if someone has a desire, and that's always, I had a guy, Claudia. You guys meet Claudia yet? Anyway, she's my how do I say this? Larry's son's wife's sister. And she just enrolled, a little while ago, and she's just adorable. I mean, have you noticed, like, some of you may not see her post, but inside the thread that I created for her support, isn't she awesome? She gets on, hey, thanks everyone, this is what's going on. Yeah. And she's so adorable. And her husband's more of a skeptic, he's more like, whoa. But when I was on the phone with him, it was like he was going to I just want a couple of shakes, kind of thing. where she just said, no, we're getting them the 30-day. We're not fooling around. I want the wow factor, and I'm getting a maintenance program because she doesn't really have weight to release, but she wanted health benefits. So they spent $500 on that call, but he probably would have been happy spending $50. So, but the thing was, as soon as I got on the phone with her, actually on a Zoom call, to show her her back office and take her through the U+2, them +2, which is another thing I want to mention. You guys get in the habit, even if they're just a customer, say, I have a moral obligation to show you how you can get your food for free. Then you can decide if this is a good fit or something that you want to do. And then take that 5 or 10 minutes and have them draw out with you, U+2, them +2. Why do I say that, guys? Anyone want to say, why would I have them draw it out?
Planting seeds.
Yeah, we're planting seeds, but we're working with the brain.
Yeah, they understand
It's
it.
a brain thing. This is, we see things, we hear things, and then we kinesthetically get involved. Ownership doesn't happen until there's some kind of kinesthetic connection. Because you know how we've gotten so used to watching videos, right? And we watch it, but are we really, retaining that much when we watch these videos? Just a small percentage, right, typically? But by getting them to draw it out step by step by step, instead of them seeing it all at once, we'll create more awakenings. They may not be ready to do anything, but they're going to likely be a better product user and stay on the product. See, so we can get to the place where every single person, I have a moral obligation to show you how you can eat for free. Then you can decide if this is a good fit or something you want to pursue or want to share with a couple of friends that you can cleanse with. We find that people that cleanse together with a few family members and friends have better results. That's another softer approach you can take. So, and then just take, it's only going to take 10 minutes. Let me show you this so that I have met my moral obligation and and then you can decide. And if we all start doing that consistently, you're going to see at the very minimum, you're going to see better product users. Because psychologically, even if they're not ready to share it with anyone, they're going to stay on the products at a percentage-wise higher level than be on it and then get off or whatever. Now, so does that make sense to everybody? That piece right there. So these are just the little fine-tuning things that we're doing along the way. So where were we? I sort of lost my train of thought, but I don't want to belabor, but I feel really good about what we're doing with the events. I think you guys are all feeling good. The next one starts next Monday, and we'll use everyone in agreement that we'll just use the same format.
Mhm.
Okay, so how many people have received the email to invite to Commit to 3?
I have not.
Okay, have you checked your spam?
No. Did you send it?
Yes, I sent it. So I went and sent, what I did is I created a Commit to 3 group for a 2-week turnaround. So I invited everybody that's in the 2-week turnaround. And the only way to invite you is by email. So check your spam and, go ahead and join today. And I'm going to see your little face pop up when you join. And did everyone get a chance to see Rod Brooks's presentation on Commit to 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't able to.
No worries, honey. No worries. It's recorded. It's available in Alive to Thrive business.
I was watching for the recording. And okay, I saw his slides, but I haven't seen the recording.
Yeah, the recording's up now. Bonnie,
Okay.
It took a little while to get it up. I was like,
Okay, I'll go watch
Bonnie,
that.
do you have that up? But anyway, it's up. Just click on it and play it. You're going to be wowed. He is a powerful, intuitive presenter.
Yeah, he is.
And he has lots of little tips that you can get from this presentation that he did that are going to enhance your experience of Commit to 3. Did anyone watch the TED Talk about the gentleman that developed Commit to 3.
Watch that.
You watched that? Excellent. Anyone else?
That's what I watched. I missed the other one. Okay, that's what I watched was the.
I did too.
Yeah. Well, the Monday night call just got posted, I think, this morning in Alive to Thrive Business. Definitely watch that. It'll be a great compliment to the TED Talk. What really has struck me, because I've always had a bit of a challenge historically with not always taking care of myself. Mary, you can chime in if you want. And I'll put everyone else ahead of me before I put myself.
Always.
I think-
Almost to a fault.
What was that again, honey?
Almost to a fault.
Almost your fault. Yeah, yeah.
I
I
agree.
love you, Faith. I just care.
I'm like the big Cancer, I'm a Cancer Gemini. So I got that Gemini thing, but the Cancer is like, I want to take all of you, make sure you're all safe and huddled together. And so, I'm going to start to cry thinking about that. Anyway, yeah, and so I really liked what Rod did, because he said even on your days off, you can still do a commit to 3, but like it's take time off and relax with my family. Go take a hike. Go do a pamper day or whatever it is. And I that's just as important, because the story that the gentleman told about his inspiration for Commit to 3 started with his wife's getting cancer. And he all of a sudden, because he was this incredible entrepreneur who was creating all these businesses and having all this success, but he wasn't taking very good care of himself. And he just had the thought, I always thought, my wife would always be there for the kids. And then the next thought he had was, what if I'm not there for the kids? What if she doesn't make it through this cancer situation and I haven't taken care of myself and I'm not there? And so all of a sudden it started switching things around. And I love when he talked about they would all get together in the morning at his company and share their 3 commits on Post-it notes. And then what he said he found out a lot about pooping and taking time to go to the bathroom. I thought that was really brilliant that it got down to that real, these are things that we have to do for ourselves. And yeah, so anyway, very powerful. Are you guys excited about this? About the
I think this will be great.
Yeah, I think it will help me focus a lot more than I'm able to, because I have a long to-do list in my business right now that from weeks ago yet that I haven't been able to accomplish. So the Commit to 3 it's less stressful for me, and it's more accountable. It's easier for me to manage.
Good point, Carrie. And one of the things they noticed when they were, just doing this informally inside their company is that people rose to the occasion. If they were left to their own devices, they would let a lot of stuff slide. But because they knew that they were inside of a team and everyone could view each other's commits, we can be not only there for ourselves, but we can help support each other. And not in like, oh, you didn't do something, but hey, how can I help? Is there something going on right now that didn't allow you to do that commitment, or 1 or 2 or whatever it was? Or exercise. I promised I'd do this, and now I'm slipping, and now I have a committed team that can say, hey, we noticed that you're not, and it's a trust thing, because we all have to be honest about what we're doing, right? We can't just go, oh, I'll just click all 3 because I want to feel good. We have to really do it. And I think the 3 thing, like you said, Carrie, is not overwhelming. It's just, and having it right in front of you. I think, Linda, your idea of having it on your homepage was brilliant.
Yeah, I used it this morning. As soon as my computer came up, I put in my 3 for today. And I just want to say, for yesterday, the ones I did yesterday had nothing to do with work. I've been reading Jack Canfield's book, and he said that you have unfinished things around the house that take up attention units. So you need to finish them so that they're not in your brain. So yesterday I took care of, you'll see my ones from yesterday were attention units. I had to get off the plate so I could think. So like clean out
Good idea.
clean out the fridge in the garage that had old old sauerkraut, old kombucha, old bone broth that was molding, and that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
oh my God.
So my refrigerator is great, and I can't remember what the other two were.
Yay! Can you come to my house?
That is,
3 new other things today.
that's it's so important what you just said there, Linda. I want to just repeat that. It's things that we have undone in our environment take up space.
Butter.
Create additional stress, don't they? They actually become stressful. So just by chipping away, and there's a Japanese philosophy, and I forget what it's called. Anyone remember the philosophy, the Japanese philosophy?
Kaizen.
Kaizen. So it's incremental, right?
Yeah.
You want to give us a definition of Kaizen, Bridget?
I don't know, except it's just a small thing, just little butterfly ripples or whatever. It's
And
just,
you're doing them consistently, right?
Yeah.
Consistency.
Right.
You're doing them every day. Look, do you this is my consistency movement. Anyway, thank you, Bridget. That was fabulous. So last thing we want to cover, Miss Mary. Let's talk a little bit about daily mode of operation and tracking. You did such a great job last night.
Mm-hmm.
Mary. Mary, are you there? Hopefully we didn't lose her. Oh, there she's there, but she's off camera. Maybe she had to go do something. Okay, well, because,
I'm here, ladies. I'm sorry.
oh, no worry. Mary, would you just share briefly what you shared last night on the Team Y call, which was so brilliant, about daily mode of operation and tracking?
Sure. Okay, so I have found by tracking, I track everything. I track what I'm posting on Facebook in Alive to Thrive Now, all 3 Alive to Thrive Now groups in my groups. So I track everything, and I'm finding pockets that's missing in my daily mode of action or my daily activities. So that's why I came up with the IPAs. I thought that a lot of people could benefit what I learned. So income producing activities are activities that are tied directly to creating income. Yeah, we do need to spend time on the non-IPAs in order to get us to the IPAs. But we need to really learn the difference between the two. And so if our goal is to be profitable, then of course we need to operate more in those IPA activities. So what are IPA activities? There's only 2, and that's enrolling someone in your business or placing a product order. The other activities that lead up to income producing activities are business development activities such as phone contact, meetings, 3-ways, asking for referrals, webinars, things like that. And then leadership activities, training or coaching with your leaders or team partners, changing your auto ship, cleaning the office. All those are, again, important that they get done, but they are not income producing activities. So then we talk about managing time, which is a big one for a lot of us. And if we focus just an hour per day, 2 is better. And of course, that depends on if you're working the business full-time or part-time. 90% of our focused business activities should be directly into the IPAs. And then leveraging time by combining as many activities as possible with on-the-job activities, like getting our new partners on the phones with us or in the meetings or invite them to presentations. Remember, we learn as we earn. We earn as we learn, sorry. And so I found that developing work ethic also helps to create the IPAs. And I have been using a tracker that inspires me to not only track more, but at the end of the week, I can, close and focus in on one day out of that week and see how close I got to my goal. Or I can look at the whole week in a big picture and see where I fell short and where I hit my goals on the head. And so it's a great tool to develop your personal work ethic, but it works only if you yourself are accountable. It can be used when you're setting goals or troubleshooting with places that you'd like to improve. It can give you, like I said, an easy, instant snapshot of where your time is going and how you're progressing on your goals. It can provide instant understanding of the areas where avoiding your overall business and personal development. And that was a really good one for me. I actually, because of my tracking, saw what I was avoiding. And when I looked at that closer, I found out I was avoiding it because it was one of my fears. So it can motivate you to bring your business back into balance. So I shared the tracking sheet that I use. I borrowed from someone. And some of the categories that they use, I don't use, so I kind of just ignore that. And I modified it for mine. With Bridget's skills, I bet you she could modify that tracking sheet for what we're doing.
Yeah.
And so that's it. And next week, I'm really excited because I have something new and exciting to share in training next week. And I can't tell you anymore, and I want to. It's that exciting, you guys.
Oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps. Woo! Don't you love that? Don't you love it? Mary, that was outstanding. And I'm so glad we're recording this. What you talked about right now is like one of the most important things that will make the difference between someone just sort of plodding along and someone that is able to soar. And there's emotional and psychological things that come into play, but the tracking, most of us are motivated by being able to see where we're at. Well, a lot of times we don't make course corrections because we don't know where we're at, because we can't see it. And so I think that's where the tracking is so huge. I wanted to just go back to that part of the income producing activities. What precedes enrolling a new person, coaching them and working with their network. Because if you're working with their contacts and if you're in front of decision-making people on behalf of another person, then you're still doing income producing activity. You're helping them build a team. And this is the name of the game. You're not doing network marketing if you're just enrolling people. You're doing network marketing when you're helping others, succeed. Now, the other thing I want to say is just prior to, sorry about this, guys, I'm going to decline that. Just prior to that income producing activity is you have to be reaching out and connecting with new people. That is a must. And,
I'd like to add something on that, Faith.
What was that again?
I can relate to those who struggle or find a challenge requesting new friends. I was there at one time too, and what I found that has helped me are look at the people who are liking your posts. Not all of them are your friends. And if they're not your friends and they're liking your posts, they're there for a reason. And I don't think that if you requested them to be your friend, that they would shoot you down because they just liked what you posted.
Oh yeah. I do those. Those I do. Yeah.
That helps. And I also look in when you go into your friends, where you're accepting friends, just below that, it'll suggest that you should know people because you have one or two people in common or there's something else you have in common with. I'm finding great success in reaching out to those people. And yes, I reach out to, I don't do 5 a day. I try. I'm lucky if I do 2. But my focus is on 5. And if I didn't focus on 5, I wouldn't get anything done. So
those are great tips. I think do those things. And if you can stretch out and go into a group or a page with like-minded people, you're not going to reach out to people who aren't like-minded. You're not going to go to someone that's cussing and, just completely the wrong energy. You're going to be in a position of checking out their profile like you're the CEO of your company, right? And you're deciding if this person feels right to you, and then you reach out. What if they don't reach back to you? No big deal. Next.
It's like somebody not answering your phone call. We should be used to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, every no brings you closer to a yes. So just before we do these things, I mean, one last thing I was going to say is that, Mary, there was a point in time where you did not want to be on video. And now you are a video queen.
Well, I wouldn't say that, Faye.
But you're, hey, it's compared to where you were, you are. So one
Oh,
of,
yeah, I went kicking and screaming.
yeah.
I'm sure you and Bridget have wounds.
I just want to say that notice the areas where you're moving forward. Congratulate yourself.
Yeah.
And then just say, okay, I don't want to do this. Faith tells me I should do this, but I don't want to do it. Do it anyway. And just see over time, it's going to get easier and easier and easier. And pretty soon you become a pro, you know, and you do that because you just keep doing it. Anything else? Because I know we ran a little over today, but I think, don't you think Mary's presentation was well worth it?
Yes.
Thank you.
I know it was for me. And this is great for Debbie. She'll watch this later.
I can't wait to see it.
She's right here.
I'm here.
Debbie, you're here. How long have you been here?
I've been
Hours.
here for, probably about, 15 minutes.
Awesome. So you got to
Sitting
hear Mary's presentation.
I did hear it, yeah. I'm sitting in
There's
the,
Katie.
I'm sitting in the auto place. People are looking at me with, what's going on.
Multitasking to the max. I love it. I love
Thank
it.
you.
Hooray for technology.
I love it. So
Hi,
wasn't it?
Katie. Katie gets to meet my son today.
Oh my God, Katie's on. Katie, where are you?
I'm
Say
right
something,
here. I overslept.
Oh,
Slept
honey.
in school. I overslept.
Katie's on a fabulous mission today to speak the wisdom of isogenics into Mary's son. And just LB?
I'll be in Quentin, his friend.
Yeah.
You
That is
guys are killing me. Oh my gosh. So much pressure. I'm going to go back to bed.
Huge. Those guys are so awesome. They just got the big
Hey,
picture.
Kathleen, I want to just do a big shout out to you. Everyone congratulate Kathleen for becoming a manager. That is
Yeah.
Awesome, Katie. Yay.
Yay!
Awesome.
Just for
Awesome.
Debbie and Kathleen, the first part of what we covered on this call was just sort of talking about our feelings about the last week's event, which everyone, at least that was here, that was sharing, felt very good about it. We just sort of did a debrief on it and definitely want to commit to continuing those. And then we spoke about the commit to 3. And let me know if you received your email because I did send it to you. And if you haven't seen it, check your spam because there's still quite a few people I invited that haven't responded yet. Inside, it's 2-week turnaround inside the Commit to 3 team. And then I sent you that e-invite. So just make sure that if you didn't receive it, let me know and I'll resend it. And with Kathleen or Debbie, do you have anything that you want to say before we end?
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm late. You guys, I'm so sorry I overslept.
Okay, we're recording it.
It's recording.
It's recorded.
You must have
We love
needed
you.
it, Katie. If you overslept, your body needed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did. I got my ass beat by a dog yesterday.
Oh, no.
No.
It's not bad. It's just, I'm working with, that's what I do. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just, like he's untrained and he's like, they were going to put him to sleep. And so I'm like, okay, so I'll work with him. So I spent 3 hours yesterday, like Hagrid from Harry Potter, totally just like taming this wild beast. It was awesome. It was totally rewarding, but I'm sore.
Oh my God. You are an amazing human being.
I just love dogs, and they were gonna kill it. So I was like, no, I'll help.
Katie, thank you for what you do. Thank you. And Debbie, thank you for joining us this morning from your car place. Good luck with getting it fixed. I want to thank you all so very much. We will start the next event next Monday, and I'll be putting in the thread, the 2-week turnaround thread, the details on that. We're going to do the same format that we did last week. All right, everybody. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.